when you see a lot of things happening for people, there are things they have risked. So I was risking almost 30 million with assurance that it work. So if it didn't work, I would have lost that money. But it worked. Courage is not the absence of fear, but courage is moving on regardless of your fear.
Get ready to be blessed by this powerful teaching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more inspiring messages. Now, let's get started.
I went ahead as a last year to negotiate with the hotel and reserve space for 100 people and made a deposit. So I took a risk and invested over 20 million by faith in a dream that I believed in. And I said, hotel, take, because I knew they were going to increase the price in the new year. So I put down money and paid for 100 people in advance. Book 50 rooms, book 100 delegates, risk. I put money. I said, look, we're going to spend 10 million on publicity. We're going to make noise all over the world. Let's find out. So that is leadership, a willingness to put oneself at risk. I risked everything to that, and it was a success. We had 62 people that came from all over, 4 continents, 7 countries, 11 states in Nigeria. The meeting was a huge success. We did not hit 100, but we crossed 50. 62 people came from all over. We had delegates from London, from America, from Qatar, from Spain, from Ghana, from Democratic Republic of Congo, from Cameroon. We had people, 4 continents, 7 nations, 11 states. So what's leadership? Willingness also. If I was not willing to put risk into it, then I'm not ready to lead the entire unit. So when you see a lot of things happening for people, there are things they have risked. So I was risking almost 30 million with assurance that it work. So if it didn't work, I would have lost that money. But it worked. So that's leadership. Willingness to put oneself at risk. So many times when you see yourself not willing to take that risk, you are not ready to be a leader, you're not ready to take leadership. Number 2, the passion to make a difference with others. The passion to make a difference with others. What's leadership? It is the passion to make a difference with others. So it means that you want to make a difference with other people. You don't just want to shine alone. You want others to shine. And I'm going to be using this grip over and over again because I've not had time to really share a lot about the testimony of that event. One of the reasons why that meeting was a success was because I brought in everybody within my network that had something to say. But because I put them on this platform, they were speaking for the first time. And they were saying, I have never spoken before. I don't even know, so is it a panel? I said, no, you are a speaker. You're going to speak for 90 minutes. People are going to ask questions. Now, what was I doing? That's leadership, passion to make a difference with others. Some of them, for the first time, they were speaking to billionaires and millionaires on the global platform. Some of them, for the first time, their names were on billboard, their pictures were on BRT, their pictures were on... It's like, wow, this man is just exposing us. This is a father, this is a mentor. But you see, that's what leadership is. And everybody put everything they could to ensure that the meeting was a success. Why? Because I was not willing to be the only one that would shine. I made sure that everybody I could bring on board, I bring them on. So that's leadership, the passion to make a difference with others. Number 3, what is leadership? It is being dissatisfied with the current reality. It is being dissatisfied with the current reality. Every time I hear that the building has collapsed, I'm not happy. Every time that I hear that there's something wrong in the building or in the real estate sector, I'm not happy. Every time that I hear that, oh, somebody bought a land, they did not allocate them, this real estate company has issue with people, this man has run away with people's money. Every time I hear that, I'm not happy. So I say, look, we need to sanitize the system. So out of that, I was not satisfied with the reality on ground. I was not satisfied with all just doing things small, chuka. I said, no, let's take it to the next level. Let's go global. That's leadership. Being dissatisfied with the current reality. So wherever you are, if you are okay with the way things are going, if you are satisfied with mediocrity, you are satisfied with low level of operation, then you are not ready to take the lead. A leader moves against the tide. You are not satisfied with current reality. Number 4, taking responsibility while others are making excuses. Leadership is taking responsibility while others are making excuses. Taking responsibility while others are making excuses. I've told you over and over again, excuses are trademarks of failures. Universally, that's the way excuses are. When people succeed, they take responsibility. When they fail, they give an excuse, they blame somebody. So if you want to be a leader, you must rise above the blame game and take responsibility because the buck stops with you. Next, leadership is seeing the possibility in the situation while others are seeing the limitation. Leadership is seeing the possibility in a situation while others are seeing the limitation. You see the possibility. When people are telling you, Karia, do you know that after the meeting was done, the hotel we used, we paid them about 70 million. At the end of the day, by the time we finish everything, the hotel has collected about 70 million to show you the magnitude of this event. And guess what? It was after the meeting was over that some of the people were telling me, in fact, we just didn't want to say anything. We did not believe that it would succeed. We just did not, in fact, that we're like, this is heavy. That in fact, 7.5 million, one person will come and pay 7.5 for 1 week inside this economy. Now, but you see, they didn't see what I saw. So seeing the possibility in the situation where others are seeing limitation, they were seeing the situation in Nigeria. I was seeing a global event. I was seeing a global event, and I knew that what I was going to do had never been done before. If someone in America is to go for a 7-day fully residential event of the magnitude of what I did, they won't pay less than $50,000. That they are part of a net of maybe 35,000. So if they see it at 10,000, they know it's a catch. The person that came from Cameroon, the person that came from Qatar, the people came from London, were people from America that flew down. And they were saying that, look, when they say, 10,000. The one that now even gave 50% discount for the first set of the day, just one of them said, that day, immediately I heard you, I paid the same day. Because in America, there's no way I would have gotten this kind of value for this kind of price. And guess what? By day 2 of the event, everybody without fail said they have gotten value for their money. By the last day, they were bringing more money to say thank you, sir. They were already meeting among themselves, discussing that we need to give this man more money, we need to give inside the bus. They were discussing. By the time we stopped on the road, they went out there, they said, sir, we are discussing that you are blessed with that fact. We are discussing how to put money together. We want to give you more money. That's what they were discussing. To show you. So that is leadership. When others were seeing how it's not possible, election, this, that, I saw it and I went for it. So that's leadership. And if you have been a part of this church, you will know what I'm talking about. So every time when I come to you, just like what we went through last month with IMF, I was just laughing. Because I've seen the Canada church. I've seen it start. I've seen it succeed. I've seen 4 branches in Canada. So me that I've seen the end, is it your refusing to give money that will stop what I've seen? No. You give or you don't give. What God will do, He will do. You will just be a spectator. I'll be sharing the testimony in your face. That's where this thing works. Next, leadership is readiness to stand out in the crowd. Readiness to stand out in the crowd. That's leadership. Readiness to stand out in the crowd. You are ready to stand out. You don't want to blend in. A lot of times, because we are afraid of making a mistake, we are afraid of being picked on, we are afraid of being highlighted, we now blend in. No. Readiness to stand out. That's leadership. Readiness to stand out in the crowd. Next, leadership is an open mind and an open heart. An open mind and an open heart. You can't be a leader and then you have a closed mind, a rigid mind. No. You can't be a leader and your heart is not open to learn. I was speaking at an event. Too many events. I don't know. One of these, whether it's a Nugu or Umaya or somewhere. I think it's one of the, so, and some pastors came and were discussing, and the discussion got to a point where we're talking about some things that they needed to do in their church. The young people were asking for some things and all those stuff. And I told them the story of the transition that took place in this church with our youth and with our teenagers. I told them how we started the teenage church as a fellowship. Every Wednesday, the teenagers would meet. We used to meet in the building just on the other side of the road there. So we'll meet on Wednesday, they will meet. On Sunday, we're all together. After a while, I said, look, we have to start a youth church. Teenagers should be meeting on their own. So they started meeting. I said, they will join us on Wednesday, and then they start their teenage church. There was a particular year we had the camp, and they have brought, I think it's the 1st or 2nd year when they started the teenage church, they brought their quotation and brought all the things they wanted. And they said they needed lights, they needed turntable. When I saw the list, I said, these people are now in the church, colored lights. Because in my own brain, colored lights is for bedroom, nightclub. They said they want light. Look at light, all this light, colored lights. In those days, I said, this guy is all right. Then turntable, crash, scratching. I saw it, I said, hey, in my mind, I'm like, hey, when I get to this place, I'll deal with these guys. You mean you want us to go and buy all this? You want to be doing disco in church? That was my thinking from my own old school mindset. But what is leadership? Open mind and open heart. We're supposed to get to that point, but we're late. We couldn't get there. So I got into the hotel or hostel or whatever. And I just, Father, thank you, Lord, for today. Thank you, Lord, for today's session. Thank you. I was just praying in the spirit. And it just dropped. What is going to be your answer to the teenagers? And it's like, when God asks me a question, it's not that he doesn't have to. I say, sir, that knows. He said, well, everything they ask of, give them. I say, Oluwa. He said, you cannot put a new wine in an old wine skin. Are you not the one that just preached the message? New wine. They say, so give them. The next day I came, I said, okay, teenagers, turntable, approved, lights, approved. People were looking at me as if pastors backslided. They did not know I've had that encounter that they did not have. And that was it. Guess what? That singular decision that we made as a leader in that camp years ago, today, all the body of Christ have entered into a realm where we now have Christian DJs. And at the top of that mountain, the top Christian DJs in Nigeria were produced from this same church, Senate Church. DJ Modu, DJ Ofure, DJ Omiri, all these people. These are guys that were raised here, and I think DJ Ofure has won a Guinness Book of Record on this case. So, but imagine that I didn't make that decision with an open mind. These are destiny that probably would have been. So the church has lost a lot of people to the world because of rigid, leadership that are not ready to have open mind and open heart. We are starting the Kingdom Tribe now. It's our cyber church. I'm going to shock you. You'll be shocked. The leader, the pastor will be a woman. Now, woman, I be overseer. Now, woman will go put there. We'll just find one small girl, put there to deal with all the religious mind and just shatter table. So an open mind and an open heart. That's leadership. You must be willing to be open. When we started, I think about 8-9 years ago, every Sunday morning I said, look, we need to start empowering young people. So every Sunday, a young person must be on this altar. We need a youth on altar every Sunday. Let them come and be a part of the service. Let's start training them. Hey, sir, that person, he wear jeans. The jeans are the color. That person, he wear the people wear. I say, look, leave these people. Let them grow. And today we have a lot of young people doing amazing stuff that were raised in this house because of the kind of leadership that God has given us the grace to operate. Next, leadership is the ability to submerge your ego for the sake of what is best. Leadership is the ability to submerge your ego for the sake of what is best. Now listen and listen well. You achieve more when you don't care who gets the credit. Most of the time, because we want to take the glory, we want to get the credit, we don't allow a lot of things to be done. So leadership is the ability to submerge your ego for the sake of what is best. I keep using, because this leadership, and want to let you know some of the things we have done as leaders, so that you, as a pastor in this church, there are many things that has been done that I don't put myself in the equation. If it's a good idea, let it flow. It doesn't have to be from me. But if it's another church, there are many things that people are doing in this church, you can't try it in another church. Never. Never. I remember a friend had come to the church years ago. We were having a service and he came. I didn't even know he was in the church. He was in the midst of the congregation. And then they gave testimonies. I know the way we give testimony, they'll be calling, oh, our senior pastor, Pastor Abraham did this, did it. And that Sunday, I think they gave testimony. They mentioned Pastor Abraham. They mentioned, I think, whether it's evangelist Olumide then. And another, they mentioned 3 people. The testimonies mentioned 3 people that this person did this person did that. And everybody was clapping. I didn't even know. When I come to, I said, wow, wonderful. Let's celebrate our men of God. Great things are happening in church. I celebrated them. It was later the guy now called me. He said, I was in your church today. I said, well, he said, say now one for you. Say, this is your kind of, he said, somebody is giving testimony. They are acknowledging your assistants, acknowledging evangelists. That, that will never happen where I'm coming from. You must mention the main man, or else that testimony will not stand. I said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Why should they, are they supposed to come to the pulpit? Whatever is done, it's the same house, it's the same kingdom. So that is leadership, the ability to submerge your ego for the sake of what is best. Very, very important. Next, what is leadership? It is evoking in others the capacity to dream. Leadership is evoking in others the capacity to dream. There are a lot of you sitting out here right now. You know how you came into this church, but by the leadership that God has given us in this house, what has happened? You find out that you are doing what? You are growing. Your dream is expanding. By virtue of what you are learning, you can now dream for big things. You can desire great things. People can now think of, I want to get passport, I want to travel, I want to start my own business, I want to be an entrepreneur. Many of you couldn't think of this until God began to connect you to a new dimension of thinking. And we've had testimonies upon testimonies, which many of you are a proof of, that leadership can help you to do that. So you should now go forth and be that kind of leader that will evoke in others the capacity to dream and expect great things. Next, leadership is inspiring others with a vision that they can contribute to. Inspiring others with a vision they can contribute to. That's leadership. That's leadership. So you need to inspire people as a leader so that they can have a vision to contribute. Because in life is all about contribution. Life is all about contribution. Your life is not about the duration, but the donation. It's not the duration, but what you give, the donation to your generation. Next, leadership is the power of one harnessing the power of many. Leadership is the power of one harnessing the power of many. So when you are a leader, you are one person, but you are not just one person. You are gathering the strengths of other people, and together you are harnessing the strength and the power of many to achieve that goal that needs to be achieved. So you find strong people, you find good people, you find capable people, you identify talent, and you pull all of them together to form a formidable team that produces an extraordinary result. What is leadership? Leadership is your heart speaking to the hearts of others. Leadership is what? Your heart speaking to the heart of others. Leadership is your heart speaking to the heart of others. A lot of people don't know that leadership is also a heart thing. There's a way you have a burden and a vision as a leader, that burden and that vision, because it's genuine from the spirit, is transferred into the spirit of people, and then deep begins to call into deep, and then people begin to draw closer to that vision, and their heart begins to knit together, one spirit, one faith, one vision, one mind, one God. What is leadership? Leadership is the integration of the heart, the head, and the soul. Leadership is the integration of the heart, the head, and the soul. So it means that as a leader, every part of you is involved. You are cerebral, you are compassionate, you're spiritual. You are cerebral, you are compassionate, you're spiritual. You are tender, yet you are tough. You are strategic, yet you are sensitive. Why? That's leadership. What is leadership? Leadership is the capacity to care. And in caring, you liberate the ideas, energy, and capacity of others. Leadership is what? The capacity to care. And in caring, you liberate the ideas, the energy, and the capacity of others. What is leadership? Leadership is dream made reality. Leadership is what? The dream made reality. So there's a dream, but because you are a leader, you are able to now carry that dream and take that leadership into a place where it becomes a reality. And finally, what is leadership? Leadership is being courageous. Leadership is being courageous. When you are a leader, it's courage. It takes courage to be a leader. It takes courage to step out into the unknown. It takes courage to step out into the unseen. It takes courage to step out into uncharted territory. Speak to you about the event again. People have asked me a question. How did you put the speakers together? How are you able to think that I will bring this one, I will bring this one, I will bring this one? Number two, how are you able to decide that this is the fee that you're going to charge and it didn't cross your mind that it will not work? How are you able to put all these topics together, all these modules? Where did you get these topics from? All manner of stuff that people are asking. Leadership is courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but courage is moving on regardless of your fear.
I hope you were blessed by that message. Kindly leave your comments, share, and subscribe to this channel for more of this. Thank you.